people. My name is Destiny Porter. I also go by the Empress D, and I am doing this live today on behalf of the Purposely Awakened magazine. I'm so excited to be able to be with you all today. I hope that you guys are excited and full of positivity and love and great energy. Obviously, I am. Today we'll be joined by Chi, the fashion stylist and image consultant. I'm so excited to be able to talk with her. She's such a sweetheart. So you guys, please stay tuned for that. She is the reason why I got dressed up today. I had to bring out the fall colors because you can't be looking a mess when you're talking to a fashion stylist. So I'm just gonna leave that there. But I hope that you all are feeling good and doing well. I miss you guys so much. I'm not on here normally. But yes, today we'll be talking to Chi. She's so super dope. Like super dope. Aw, thank you so much. Let me tell you, I love when y'all be supporting me, like y'all be hyping me up. But yeah, I'm so excited to be able to talk to her today because thank you guys. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Because I was just thinking about fashion today, and one of the main people I think can kill rock anything is obviously Rihanna. It's like fashion has so much to do with confidence. You can get away with so much when you got confidence. You can put Rihanna in a paper bag and she will kill it every time. Do you hear me? Everybody can't do that. I'm one of the ones that can't, okay? I couldn't be a celebrity because you can't put me in whatever. I'll be looking at that like, what is this? No. But sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do and you gotta make it look good. So hey, you know, um, so yeah, I'm excited to be able to talk to her because I got some questions. So especially because in the fall is my season, okay, but in the winter, literally my wardrobe is dead. Everything is black, like everything is black. So, and I know there's other people who are like that where they only wear like black in the winter. And so, I try to liven it up, but it's no point. I mean, especially in Michigan, everything is dreary. It's like you get 3 hours of sun. What am I getting dressed up for? Please help me understand. So maybe, she can help assist me. But anyway, I've done enough talking. How are you all? I hope that you all are doing well. Like I said, I'm so excited to be able to see you guys. I've been doing so many Zoom interviews. I really like the interaction on Instagram because you guys are so dope and so supportive. Can you guys tell me where you're from? Oh, here she is. Oh,
Hi, how are you?
beautiful. How are you?
Pretty good. You look great.
Thank you. I just got done saying the only reason I look like this is because I knew you were coming. And so I said, listen, I can't be looking a mess if I'm finna be talking with Chi today, okay?
No, you're good.
Thank you so much. Okay, so my name is Destiny Porter, and I'm doing this interview on behalf of the Purposely Awakened magazine. Can you
It's
please
nice
tell
to
myself?
finally meet you.
Yes, I know. I know we've been messaging back and forth for the longest.
Right.
Um, can you tell me about yourself and the viewers and what it is that you do?
So I'm Chi IIochi. Um, Everybody's like, that's such a huge name. That's such a bold name. I'm Nigerian. And my company is Styling by Chi. And I style pretty much everyone from models. I don't know what's happening to my throat. Excuse me.
You're fine.
From models. What's going on here? I don't have it. Yeah, I don't have it. But children with autism, the elderly, those who struggle with Down syndrome. I go into Black communities that are not really funded. Let's talk about
Mm.
it. There's money not going into there, and I go to the high schools or middle schools. Excuse me, I don't know what's going
No,
on here.
you're fine. You're
Um, I go
fine.
to I go to the middle schools because they don't really talk about fashion in Black communities because that's not, we don't care about that. Either you're gonna get out of here on a sports scholarship, you're either playing football, you're playing basketball, or the girls maybe be a nurse or maybe do nails or maybe do lashes, and all of that's fine. But
Yeah.
fashion has the power to heal and help. Um, and I think it's important they explore their options because we started all the trends, we started all of the the acrylics, the big hoops, you know, the head wraps, all of that. We originated it. So I think it's important that the girls and the boys know that, hey, I can make it in the fashion industry. So I style them. I style those who are depressed or anxious, so they can learn different ways to express themselves through clothing. I can say from personal experience, from struggling with depression at various points in my life, fashion has helped me tremendously. And I'm trying to get into celebrity styling right now, because it's more than the glitz and glam for me. If I'm not being able to influence or inspire somebody through clothes, I feel like there's something missing. So
Absolutely. Wow. Well, I love the fact that you're using it to heal. I love that. I have not
thank you.
heard that before. That is so awesome. So, can you please tell me what inspired you to get into fashion to begin with?
Well, I'm the youngest of 10 siblings. So
Woo.
yeah, their careers are all over. I have a sister who's a lawyer, who's a nurse, a sister who's a writer, and I was always the artist. I was the
Mhm.
Before I got into fashion, I wanted to be an illustrator, so I was always sketching. I was always coloring the outfits with the color pencils and the markers. Um, and I didn't realize that the characters I drew were created. I could kind of become them. It was kind of like a way to escape, but to create as well. And I saw the
Mhm.
power, seeing my mom when she would go into a grocery store and she's like, this is my outfit. I got on the power suit. I'm grabbing my oranges. Like she was all in it. And I was like, okay, mom, there's something here and there's an art to it because it's not easy to just put on an outfit. I think a lot of people think when they see you out, you're like, that's a cute outfit. Not knowing it took you messing up your closet, messing up the room, like 3 hours. And when I saw the power in it, how great it made me feel, and how much I just love to create, and there was a way to do that through fabric, through clothing, through thrifted clothing, through anything from Macy's or J.C. Penney, wherever. Um, it just kind of stuck with me.
I love it. Wow, that is
Thank you.
beautiful. So, can you please tell me, like, who are some of your inspirations?
I love SZA. I'm gonna start there. I love SZA. I love Issa Rae. I'm like really, really inspired by her, and um, watching Insecure, the outfits, the cinematography, everything, the music. It was just seeing her come from having a dream, having a purpose, and making it happen. I feel like that can apply to any area of anybody's life, like male or
Mhm.
female. So, Issa Rae, I love Erica Badu, I love Jill Scott, um, and those are my top ones right now. They have been for years. So,
Nice. That's awesome. So, one thing I have noticed when I was looking at your Instagram page is you have the eye, especially when you go thrifting. And
oh,
I'm one
thank
of those people, I don't got the eye and I don't have the time. So,
you.
what advice would you give to people who don't have the eye who want to thrift?
I think something that can apply to fashion, thrifting, and just life is just do nothing without intention. So before you
Mhm.
go into the thrift store, what look am I trying to do? You know what I mean? Am I
Mhm.
trying to go on a date? Am I trying to find some slacks or blazers to wear to work? Um, or do I just want to get some cute clothes? And I feel like when you can go into a situation knowing what you want, it's harder for you to get distracted. So you're like, okay, I'm only gonna go in this aisle because there's blazers there. I don't need the belts, you know, and just find blazers. I think it's important to just have a plan. Sometimes when I thrift personally, there is no plan. And that's why I'm just grabbing anything. But when I know, I'm like, okay, I want to give a business casual kind of look, or I want to give a sexy chic. What blouse can I pick up? What top can I pick up? What jeans? Maybe there's even heels, depending on where you're located and the kind of thrift stores they have and the options that are available. So I think it's important to know what you're looking for, and that'll cut out the
Absolutely.
stress and anxiety.
Yes, I definitely agree. And so, and another thing I noticed just from looking at your page, which is absolutely amazing.
Thank you so
Um, of course, of course. I love how versatile you are because you have the ability to make selections that are subtle and then you got the other ones that are bold. So do you ever feel like there's a time and a place for certain fashion statements or do you feel like it's all the same?
Oh, absolutely. There's a time and place for everything. There's been times I've styled myself or I've virtually styled other people and I'm like, this is too much. This is just like we don't need to do all that. So sometimes I have to be like, okay, you don't need to do all that. There's a time to be like, hey, I'm here. It's bold. It's color.
Mhm.
It's giving you face. And then there's other times it's like, you know what? I want to wear this going out with some friends. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And what do you wear when you don't want to do too much when you go out to eat? Okay, I can wear these booties. I can wear these jeans. I can wear a black crew neck tee and put maybe a cute jacket, denim jacket or blazer over it with that, whatever. Um,
Mhm.
and usually that's the outfit people like the most when you're
Yeah,
not doing too much, but I can tell you tried. So um, there's
absolutely.
definitely, I don't ever want to be that person that's like, she's doing a lot. You know what I mean? I wanted to have balance. I think it's important to be balanced with style. So,
I definitely agree. And it's so funny that you say that because I live in like a smaller town and I
oh,
often see women that like it's like they feel like they live in LA or New York and I'm like, where are you going? I don't understand why you this dressed up. I don't get it. But to each his own, but I
right.
definitely agree. I definitely agree with that. So when you take on a client, can you please tell me what that consultation process looks like?
So usually when um, somebody reaches out for a consultation, I study their personal style. So I'll study their Instagram or maybe their Facebook or their Twitter, and see what they like, what they're comfortable with. Um, and I also want people to know if anybody in here is interested in being consulted by me, I don't dress you how I dress myself. I think a lot of people see my personal style and they're like, I can't pull that off. No, 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 it's okay. This is just how I dress. But a lot of finding my personal style was looking up to SZA or Issa Rae or Erica and seeing what they did with clothes. So something that's kind of an icebreaker that I do for some of my clients is asking, what celebrity do you look up to, male or female, their
Mhm.
personal style, and why do you like it? And do you think you can duplicate it in your own way? Usually
Nice.
it's, well, I don't have the body for it. The insecurities usually show. So it's like, well, no, I can't pull that off. She can do it. I can. And I'm always like, well, why can't you do it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't really have the money for that. Okay, so if you had the money for it, would you do it? You know what I mean? And then you kind of peel off the layers a little bit. Sometimes they're not really comfortable with that, and they just want you to give them something casual that they can wear, or they're like, you have full creative control. I
Mm-hmm.
trust you. I trust your vision. And usually after that, I'll study from maybe like a week or like a few days, or um, study the celebrities they look up to, study their personal style again, study the trends, because some men and women want to be on trends, some of them want to be timeless. So it's either studying trends or 50s or 60s fashion. How were the pants tailored? How were the suits tailored? How were the men and women's bodies? What kind of fabrics were they wearing? What was the way they pose? How were they posing? In some of these pictures, what was the attitude? And I kind of factor all of that in, and I usually create a Google document, being that we're in a pandemic and I'm virtually styling at the moment, breaking down the trends, breaking down where this came from, because it's technically not on trend. Somebody in the
Mm-hmm.
past just did it before and then they just resold it to you. So
Right.
breaking that down and breaking how you can wear it depending on maybe if you're curvy or if you're thin, if you're, you know, um, so I usually send that back over. It's about 20 potential outfits with the links, letting
Nice.
me know if this is sold out, you can get it here. You know what I mean? You can get it here, you can get it there. The turnaround is about a week, because I think it's important when someone's giving their time, giving their
Mm-hmm.
money, that they have good quality anything. And they usually go from there, and that also makes them feel like they're in control. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
she's not fully picking out my outfit, she's just giving me a guide. They usually
Absolutely.
go from there.
Nice. That's
Thank you.
awesome. Very nice.
Thank
So you feel like confidence can turn a fashion no into a yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Can
I've,
you like recollect any moments that you've actually seen that?
hmm. There was a client I've recently styled, and she was giving me like pointers on how she was insecure about her body. I don't want this look to be too tight, too close. And I was like, it's you got to build them up as well. You have to build your clients up, not pressure them, but it's like, you can do this, you can pull it off. And I kept telling her, I was like, you can do this. This will look great on your body. Um, you can make it happen. So we get on set, and she's like, well, I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if this looks a certain way. And the pictures came out, and she looked amazing. So, in relationships, in business, it is important to try and make an effort to build somebody's confidence, because what it can do.
Girl.
Oh my gosh, like, don't put me in a turtleneck. Don't put me in a turtleneck. But now I'm wearing turtlenecks. But the difference between then and now, I didn't have the confidence. You know what I mean? So if I had the confidence as a grown woman that I did as a kid, I would be pulling off those turtlenecks. But it just goes to show that when you believe in yourself, when someone believes in you and your potential, it can change everything. So
Absolutely. I definitely agree with that. And I'm glad that you said that, because that kind of brought me to my next question, which was, what is the greatest challenge when it comes down to styling people?
I can definitely say insecurity. That's something I've personally struggled with. I can't speak for every stylist, but and it's not to be like a difficult client. You know what I mean? It's just some people just aren't comfortable showing their bodies in a certain way, or wearing certain things. So it kind of makes it a little bit challenging to be creative all the way, because it's like, okay, well, there's a restriction here, there's a restriction there, there's a restriction there. But it's also a challenge that I'm open to see what can I do with based off of what you're comfortable with. You know what I mean? And if you can see how the look, usually when they see the look afterwards, I want to test the water a little bit. Okay, I already did that look. I already did the casual. Let me see what I can do when I have the confidence, when I want to show a little skin, whatever the case is. So that's been a challenge, but it's also been rewarding in a way to see who they transform into after a session. So that's definitely been something for me.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Thank you.
So, how do you stay true to like your themes and, things like that in your style when it's like it has a lot of assimilation going on currently?
Right. Um, I think it's important for me to be open when I'm styling myself or when I'm styling a client. You don't want to get too set in your ways in anything. So I'm usually like, okay, what haven't I done before? And I want the client to be comfortable with telling me something that they haven't done before, but they would like to do. Because I don't want to be stagnant. The point is to grow. You know what I mean? So if I'm dressing every client the same, if I'm wearing every bright, bold, chaotic look, can you say I'm not growing because I'm comfortable? Both of us are comfortable. You know what I mean? And comfort is cool when it's not limiting, when it doesn't prohibit you. So I definitely want to test the waters in a lot of ways when I'm styling anyone.
Yes, absolutely. So, can you recall a time where you stepped completely out of your comfort zone and it was uncomfortable for you?
Oh wow, this thing has been a few times. I'm trying to think. Yes, there was a look I did in January. The photographer's name was Nibo Visuals on Instagram. She's amazing. She has a brilliant eye. It was like an honor to work with her. And the outfit I wore, it wasn't really bright, but it wasn't something I would typically do. And I was like, this is gonna be terrible because I'm not even feeling the outfit. So I know viewers probably aren't if I'm not, but
Mhm.
that look did great. And I'm not even
Wow.
saying that because I styled it. It's just like it was better than what I expected. So I've definitely there's been a few times where I was like, you know what, that wasn't a good look. There's been times I've styled myself and I was like, I can't do it today. I'm trying to take the pictures for it, and I was like, this is bad. We can just go. Like
Mhm.
we could just leave and just try again the next day. So yeah.
Absolutely. I understand that completely. And I was going to ask too, were there ever moments when you did question yourself, and how do you come back from that?
Oh yeah. There's definitely been times where I'm like, okay, just
Mhm.
it. I usually I usually study, but I try to be patient with myself. You know, if I'm styling you have to look at just as women, as Black women, we can be really hard on ourselves because the world is hard on herself. So if I don't get
Yes.
a look right, I'm like, you sure you want to even be a stylist? You know, if you get those negative thoughts, you sure this is what you're supposed to be doing? You're sure? I'm like, okay, if I had a client who wasn't comfortable wearing this outfit or didn't feel or felt like when they wore it, it was a hit or miss, and they didn't hit and they feel down about themselves, would I tell them, see, you shouldn't even put it on? I don't even know
Right.
if you try to dress up. So it's like I have to talk to myself like I'm my client.
Mm-hmm.
So I usually just tell myself, you know, you don't have it every day. Some days you have it, some days you don't, and that's okay. But it doesn't mean there isn't value. It doesn't mean you can't get better. It doesn't mean you don't have a gift. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, let me just go get something to eat. You know, it's okay.
Yes, absolutely. Just restart.
Right.
Yeah. Absolutely. Now, if you could describe your stylings in 3 words, what would it be?
Um, hmm. I'd say bold. Some you said 3 words. Okay. I'd say bold. I'd say eclectic and vibrant. Can I add another
Nice.
word?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Now, why would you pick those 3 words specifically?
I'd say bold because it is bold.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes when I style different outfits, I'm like, that's a lot of color, and it's sometimes a look looks good in person, like you can see it, but sometimes when you capture it, it doesn't look the same way you styled it. So,
Mm-hmm.
hmm, I'd say eclectic, kind of, because it's not too much though. It's not too.
Mm-hmm.
It's still kind of chill. It's still kind of subtle in some ways. Um, just with certain pieces that I have in my wardrobe are kind of like staple pieces in fashion, in the history of fashion. I say vibrant because sometimes I style myself depending on my mood. So
Yes.
when I'm happy, you're gonna know. You're gonna know like, oh, she probably had a good day. When I'm not really feeling it, I could say it's vibrant in sadness. If you
Mm-hmm.
know that's it. Sometimes when I'm styling myself, I'm like, I'm not having a good day. And I can
Yeah.
see how bold the darkness is. I can see how bold the brown is or the black is. Um, and I'd say nostalgic because I study
Mm-hmm.
40s fashion, 50s fashion, 60s fashion, like heavily, because I think it was just amazing to see what black men and women did with art, not even just fashion, in a time where oppression was it was a lot. Yeah, I'm gonna try
Yes.
to make it nice. It was a lot, and it's just amazing to see that they did it so effortless. You know,
Mm-hmm.
going to the grocery store or going to a parent teacher conference, however they did it back then, it's just amazing. And
Yeah.
I just want the way I style myself and other people to be timeless. I want it to be something you remember, that
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like a signature where you look at somebody else's style, you're like, that reminds me of this person. Like I wanted to have that kind of effect.
Nice. I really do like that. That's beautiful. And
Thank you.
so, of course, of course. Now, would you say it's more challenging to style men or women?
I say women. Men are usually, at least for
Really?
me, men are usually like, okay, you can put whatever on me. Like
Mhm.
I'm just like, okay, okay, cool. With women, it's like, you know us. We're like, look,
Mhm.
I don't know if my boyfriend is gonna like this. I don't know if I like it. My mood might change. So, women, there's a lot more emotion.
Mhm.
At least for myself, most men are just like, I trust your vision. So let's see what you can do. So
Mhm. Absolutely. I definitely agree. Men just,
yeah,
they not too picky about things like that.
yep, yep. They're just like, put the suit on. Okay. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely agree with that. So, what has been some of the best advice that you've been given? And what is the best advice that you can give aspiring fashion stylists?
I think it was actually really simple. I can't say it wasn't really advice. Hmm. It was more so a statement. It was just, you have it, and it was somebody who's pretty high in the industry,
Mhm.
and I think kind of that was advice alone in a way, because sometimes you doubt yourself, and sometimes the advice can just be, you have potential. Well, how
Yes.
is that advising me? No, it's reaffirming you, and that's better. So that lets
Mhm.
you know that no, you can do it, you can make it happen. Um, what you're looking for or what you're dying to be inspired by is already in you. You just haven't tapped into it yet. So that was definitely something that I was like, it was simple, but it was so profound. And I can
Mhm.
say for aspiring stylists, hmm, I can say being a black woman in the fashion industry is challenging. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It's a little bit difficult, but I definitely say that I can I definitely want them to know if God placed it in your heart and your spirit, it's not there just because. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And just because your Instagram doesn't look this way, or just because your marketing approach isn't the same as this person, or because you like to style clients this way and not this way, it doesn't mean that you don't it doesn't mean that I'm above you. It doesn't mean you're beneath me. We're just in different lanes, different paces. We have different gifts, but we need your gift. You know what I mean? Somebody may not like the way I style them, but they love the way you style them. So
Mhm.
I don't want anyone to feel like wherever you are in the journey that you're behind,
Mhm.
that it's not for you, that somebody could do it better. If somebody could have done it better, they would have, but they didn't.
Yeah.
And that's where you come in the picture. So I can definitely say bet on yourself every time because you won't you don't really take a loss when you bet on yourself. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because if you disappoint yourself, you can make up for it. You know,
Right.
so
Mhm.
no one can do what you do better than you. So
Absolutely.
I can say just take it as it comes. Take it as a learning lesson. You may fall, you may stumble, but you'll never fail. Failing is really just giving up. And if you
Mhm.
want it bad enough, you're gonna make it happen.
Absolutely. I definitely agree. I love your mentality because
Oh,
yes,
thank you.
of course, of course.
Thank
And it's
you.
like from a collective perspective where it's not because in the fashion industry it's so common, especially well, I'm not quite sure amongst like black women to it's like only one person can be in the spotlight. Or, so to
Mm-hmm.
look at it from that sense of listen, it's okay if so and so don't like what I'm doing.
Right.
They might and so not a lot of people have that mentality going into the fashion industry. So I really do love that you think that way.
Thank you. Yeah,
Of course.
it can definitely be it can definitely just be a competition.
Hmm.
I think for us, just being black in America, you feel like I have to fight, and it's not even
Hmm.
intentional. It's not even I just want to put like my brother, my sister down or anything like that. It's just like, well, they're only choosing one of us, so I gotta keep on.
Hmm.
I'm not even trying to step on your toes or anything like that. But listen, I gotta eat. But
Yeah.
I think it would just imagine what we could do in any field if we had the mentality that well if they're only choosing one of us, I'm not taking it because it's either
Hmm.
me and you or nobody. And if we had that mentality where I'm gonna create the opportunity for us, so we don't have to be in that position again.
Yes.
Just who knows, you know?
Mhm. Absolutely. I definitely feel that. Wow, you're such an inspiration. Thank
Oh,
you so much for your words.
I appreciate you.
Of course, of course. So please, can you tell myself and the viewers where we can find you?
You can find me on my Instagram, Evo Hippie. I know it's a long name. IGBOHIPPIE_. Sorry.
Mhm.
You can book me at stylingbychi.com,
Mhm.
styling by CHI. Schedule a consultation or any of the sort. If you have questions, if you're an aspiring stylist, um, entrepreneur, whatever, you can shoot me a DM. I may respond a little late, but I'm not going to ignore you. I think if I have the privilege or opportunity to help somebody based off of what I know, that can't hurt at all. So,
Absolutely. Well,
and
thank you
thank
so
you for this opportunity for getting the look and all that. I really appreciate
much.
it.
That is hilarious. No problem. Thank you so much for being able to do this interview with us. It's really been a pleasure speaking with you. Um, and for our viewers, if you want to learn more about wealth and health and wellness, please go visit our Awaken Lounge, which the link is in our bio. Again, thank you so much, Chi. I really do appreciate you. And hopefully we'll be able to catch up sometime soon and maybe do another interview to kind of see where you're at in the next 6 months or
Definitely. I'm
so.
down for sure. We definitely have to stay in
Awesome.
contact. I love your energy. So,
Likewise, likewise. Thank you. And you know what? You have a beautiful night.
thank you. You too.
Thank
And
you
thanks
so
for
much.
tuning in, everybody who joined
Yeah,
and commenting. I appreciate it.
absolutely, absolutely. Well, we'll talk to you soon.
All right.
Bye bye.
Bye.